Jets Nation, welcome back to another Jets Media live stream. Today is a great day to be a freaking New York Jets fan. He fires it over the middle, touchdown! Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets tie the football game! It's a toss to Breece Hall. Breece Hall cuts up the middle. Breece Hall's loose! Breece Hall's gone! Breece Hall is gone! He walks into the end zone! That's a Jets touchdown! Corner's there for the game winner! That's New York Jets, new era Robert style of football right there. Breaking news! The New York Jets got him! Aaron Rodgers is officially a member of the New York Jets! The vibe amongst his fan base is just a really awesome thing to watch our fans have a reason to be excited. This Jets team is ready to take flight this year.
We're going to show the world today what Jets football is about. Let's go. All we need is us. All we need.
I got high expectations for them, and you should too. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's go Jets. Jets.
Jets, Jets, Jets.
Let's go. Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Good morning, and welcome back to Jets Media. All right, let's get straight into business. What happened last night? As my freaking camera is frozen, folks. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's get straight into business here. Hold on one second. My apologies. Technical difficulties early in the morning. What's going on here, Jets Media? You're better than that. Your camera's not working. Denzel Mims is gone. Denzel Mims is officially traded to the Detroit Lions. The Jets get a conditional 6th round pick, and some people are wondering, what is the conditions mean? How does the Jets get this 6th round pick? Well, it's simple. Denzel Mims has to make the 53-man roster for the Lions, and then the Jets will get that 6th round pick, and the Jets sacrificed a 7th round pick. So they're basically moving up from the 7th round to the 6th round if Denzel Mims makes the roster for the Detroit Lions. We got the news yesterday. It's better than the Jets just cutting him and not getting anything in return, right? But the reality is, I see some people praising Joe Douglas, like, wow, I can't believe he got anything back from Denzel Mims, right? Like, what a master Joe Douglas is. And you guys know me. I praise Joe Douglas for the things that he does, but I don't think that this deserves praise for Joe Douglas personally, because he basically drafted a bust in the 2nd round. And me personally, you don't really praise that. You don't really give the credit to a GM that drafts a player and then trades him later on for basically moving up from the 7th to the 6th round. So definitely better than just waiving him and not getting anything in return. I hear all that. But this is not something that Jets fans should be saying, oh, Joe Douglas gets all these value out of these bad players. I'm more upset with the draft pick because I was all on board with Denzel Mims when we drafted him. I was so excited for Denzel. I thought that he had #1 receiver talent written all over him, 6'3", ran a 4.3. I mean, it's that simple. Denzel Mims had all the physical talent in the world, and he didn't pan out. And I think Denzel Mims' issue with the Jets was more of a mental struggle. I think that he just didn't understand the playbook. He didn't have a good grasp of the mentality. And that's when it comes down to the NFL. It's really all about the mindset. You can be as physically talented in the world. It doesn't matter if you don't get that mind right. And it didn't seem like Denzel got his mind right. And for whatever reason, his time as a Jet was a failure. Absolute failure. 0 touchdowns. I mean, we can go look at the stats. It was staggering how bad it was. And usually I'm not a negative person with the Jets, as you guys know, but I just got to keep it real. I'm not going to be someone that's going to sugarcoat things and just make it seem like I'm just happy and praising everybody all the time, because that's not the reality of the situation. I'm an objective Jets fan, and I don't think this is a situation where Jets fans should be building a statue for Joe Douglas for getting capital off of Denzel Mims when Douglas was the man to draft him. Right? That's really my stance of it. But when you look at it just from today and you don't think about the second round bust that he was in 2020, and you just look at it from where this Jets roster is today heading into camp, and you look at the wide receiver room, it makes total sense why the Jets are moving on from Denzel Mims. It's that simple. He does not have any special teams value, and the Jets need their wide receiver number 6 to have special teams value. The top 5 receivers are set. No particular order: Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Corey Davis, Randall Cobb, and McCole Hardman. Those are the 5 receivers. Those are set. That 6 receiver spot is wide open for competition, and the Jets did not feel like Denzel Mims had a chance to make that. So they said, you know what? We're gonna save Denzel. We're not gonna make him go through our training camp just to cut him late in August. We're gonna get rid of him now. Let him go into training camp for a new team, and let's get guys like Jason Brownlee, Irvin Charles, Gibson, all that, Jerome Cap, those types of wide receivers are a really good opportunity to try to fight for that last spot. And I'm really excited to see who makes that spot, because it really is, one of those interesting scenarios. When you go into training camp, all the stars, you're excited to see them. But the real storyline of training camp for me is always the players at the back end of the position groups. Who's going to make the roster? Who's going to be cut? Who's going to be on the practice squad? All those types of things makes, training camp a lot more fun for me personally. So the fact that the Jets get rid of Denzel Mims right before camp tells us that they like one of these receivers. They really like one of these receivers, an undrafted player. They like Irvin Charles. They like Gibson. They like Brownlee. And I know Brownlee has been that, player that a lot of Jets fans have been holding on to. And I think that there's a chance that he can make the roster. And even if the player doesn't make the roster, we got a deep practice squad, right? A deep practice squad for them to live on throughout the season. So I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts in the chat right now about the Denzel Mims news. The Denzel Mims news broke yesterday while I was live about the Jets waiving him or trading him. And then last night, late at 10 p.m., the news broke that he got traded, wasn't able to go live or make a video in real time. So I said, you know what? I'll save it for the morning. I'll go live at 9 a.m. before Robert Saleh speaks to the media, before we get our first practice, which is today, baby. Let's freaking go. Today's the first official day of practice. Yesterday was report day. Today is practice, baby. So, folks, good morning, everybody. If you guys could do me a solid favor, simply hitting that like button. I'm really curious to get all your guys' insights and your guys' thoughts of this move from the New York Jets. Let's get it rocking. So please hit that thumbs up button. Let's get into the chat. Oh, no, my man Jets Forever's in the chat. I'm so sorry, Jets Forever. I know this is your man. Condolences out to you. I know that you're going to be clowning the Jets. Denzel Mims, sorry. And in honor of Denzel Mims, and it's not really in honor of him, but I do want to give you guys a story. And I've told you guys this story before, but some people obviously have not heard it. So I was at the Mike White game 2 years ago against the Cincinnati Bengals. Remember that game? Mike White, his first start, it was 2 seasons ago at home. Crazy game. I was there for that. And at the time, I wasn't into sports betting, right? Sports betting was new to me. It was not legal in New York yet at the time. And we were in New Jersey, obviously, for the Jets game. And I was with all my buddies. So I'm like, screw it. I'm going to download FanDuel and I'm going to make a parlay, right? I'm going to make a same game parlay. And remember, this is before I got into betting, because I didn't grow up on a betting world. Betting was never legal in New York. Now I like to bet, but it doesn't matter. So I made a same game parlay for that Jets-Bengals game, and that parlay was simple. Jamar Chase touchdown, Michael Carter touchdown, Denzel Mims touchdown. It was like a $25 bet to win $2,800. $25 bet to win $2,800, right? So if you guys remember that game, the first drive, the Jets march down the field. Michael Carter gets in the end zone. I'm like, oh my God, we just need a Jamar Chase and a Mims touchdown. And then later on that game, Jamar Chase gets a touchdown. And then we have 3 quarters of all I need is a Denzel Mims touchdown in order to win almost $3,000. So I'm sitting there, and if you guys remember this game, you remember this play. Mike White gets banged up, and then Josh Johnson enters the game. The Jets are in the red zone, and I'm sitting right by the end zone, and why is my camera keep bugging out, man? I'm sorry about this camera situation. I got to fix that. So I'm sitting, I know you guys can still hear me, but I'm sitting right at the end zone. The Jets are in the red zone. I'm screaming, give Denzel the ball. We need Denzel to get a touchdown. I need to win. My first ever bet I ever made in my life. And I'm going to win almost $3,000. Give Denzel the ball. And what happens? Josh Johnson drops back to pass, floats up a dime to Denzel Mims. And I remember seeing the ball going to number 11, Denzel. And I was like, oh my God, it's going to happen. And it hit Denzel Mims in the freaking chest. And he dropped it. Denzel dropped the wide open touchdown. It was in his hands. It hit the freaking shoulder pads and it dropped out and he dropped it. He dropped it, bro. He dropped it. And I missed out on making over $3,000 or under $3,000 because of Denzel Mims. So ever since that moment, I have had a salty taste in my mouth on Denzel Mims. I had Carter, touchdown. Jamar Chase, touchdown. Both of it happened. Mims just needed to freaking catch the ball, right? So I'm just wanted to give you guys that little story. So me and Denzel go back. And just keep in mind, that was my first bet of my life. It wasn't like I was a big bettor and I was like, oh, it's whatever. I lost one. That was like my first time betting. And I'm like, oh my God, I might win like a lot of money first time. So ever since then, and by the way, my friends that were at the game, like, they thought Denzel caught it. One of my friends thought he caught it. He looked at, because he saw the ball right to Denzel's in his hand, so he thought he caught it. So he turned to me, and all my friends knew that I needed that to happen, and they started shaking me. We started celebrating, and I'm like, he dropped it, bro. He dropped it. Get away from me. I'm fucking pissed off right now. Oh, man. That's a story that will live on for eternity. So that's my Denzel Mims story. Thanks for listening. But the reality is, folks, the Jets are pretty deep at wide receiver. The Jets are pretty freaking deep at wide receiver, and I love this receiver room. And I know some people are a little underwhelmed by it, and I'm here to tell you guys there's nothing to be underwhelmed by. There's nothing to be underwhelmed about this Jets receiver room because it's mixed beautifully with experience and youth. We got Randall Cobb and Corey Davis as the savvy veterans. We got Garrett Wilson as that stud number one receiver. We got Allen Lazard in the prime of his career. And we got McCole Hardman in the prime of his career. When I say prime, I just mean they're at the prime age, right? They're at that age of 25, 26. They've been in the league. They're past their rookie deals. They're experienced. We don't have to worry about rookie hiccups. You know, Garrett Wilson, year 2, we expect him to be the best receiver in year number 2. So I like it, man. Absolutely like it. I do have to, because I see some Jets fans a little underwhelmed by the receiver room, and I get it. We wanted to get another star next to Garrett Wilson. We wanted to get a Hopkins. We were in on OBJ. We want another star because you look around the NFL, you got the Dolphins with 2-star receivers. You got the Bengals with 2-star receivers. But the reality is, look at the Packers with Aaron Rodgers when he was an MVP. They had Devontae Adams as his number one receiver. And then who else did they have next to Devontae Adams? Oh, they had Allen Lazard. Oh, they had Randall Cobb. Hello. And they had MVS, who the Jets, you can say, is our Hardman. Right? So it's pretty similar. The Packers, those 2 MVP seasons with Rodgers, they didn't have a big-time receiver next to Devontae Adams. They had Adams, who's our Garrett Wilson. And they had Allen Lazard, they had Randall Cobb. So my point is, Rodgers doesn't need 2 big-time receivers. He has 1 big-time in Garrett Wilson. He has a solid receiver in Allen Lazard, a solid veteran in Randall Cobb, a solid veteran in Davis, and a speedster in McCole Hardman. I think that that's going to be a good big-time receiver room. And I like that the Jets have a little sprinkle of veterans and youth, right? It's a good balance. You got 1 stud young receiver, 2 younger in their, mid-20s, and then 2 veterans. That's how you do it, right? You got the savvy veteran. I love it in Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb's going to be a little more involved in this offense than you guys think, by the way, so get used to it. Get used to it, man. Get freaking used to it. And then Corey Davis as well. I think that this, the only thing that's been holding Corey Davis back has been injuries. I think that the injury bug has been really scrutinizing his Jets career. And I think if he stays healthy, he's a player that's going to be really utilized in this offense with Aaron Rodgers. Like, Corey Davis screams the type of player that a veteran quarterback is going to really lean on clutch situations, because that's where Corey Davis thrived the most. Corey Davis would struggle sometimes, have a bad drop, but then he would always make up for it later on in the fourth quarter. So I think that this is going to be, a decent receiver room. It's not going to be a top 5, top 10 receiver room in the NFL. I think Garrett Wilson has a chance to be a top 10 receiver this year, no doubt. And that's something that I'm starting to really get so more confidence with as the season progresses, or as the season comes, that Garrett Wilson's going to be a top 10 receiver this year. Garrett Wilson's going to be a top 10 receiver this year. Do I have to say it again? Do I have to say it again? Corey Davis, the garbage time king. So, Jets forever. What happened in that Pittsburgh Steelers game? Your boy Zach Wilson force-feeded Corey Davis. Was that garbage time in the fourth quarter? Or did Zach Wilson lean on Corey Davis to help him go win that game? You tell me. Garbage time is when you're losing. That was a win. Zach Wilson leaned on Corey Davis, and it was a great job from Zach Wilson and a great job from Corey Davis. You cannot give one side benefit. You can't. Otherwise, you are obviously biased. Thank you, bro. As a Packers fan, I hate the narrative that Aaron needs big receivers. I got you, Marcus. I agree. I think that from the outside world, looking at the Jets receivers, I'm not expecting them to be like, whoa, the Jets receivers are stacked, right? I'm not expecting anybody to think that. But when it comes to in-house and our Jets fan base, don't think that this Jets wide receivers needs 2 stars. We have 1 star and good players around him. Aaron Rodgers, that's all he needs, bro. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers here. We're talking about Rodgers here. Say it again. Garrett Wilson will be a top 10 receiver. I'll say it all freaking morning, Aaron from Australia. Thanks for tuning in from Australia, man. I appreciate that. Who will be wide receiver number 6? They must like someone a lot to trade Mims. I agree. What happened in the Browns game? Garbage time. Bro, you can't say garbage time if you win the game. Garbage time means you're getting blown out and you lose, and you're getting yards that doesn't mean anything. Okay? If we lost the game, yeah, we won the game. We literally beat the Browns. Miracle fashion, by the way, but we beat the Browns. So, not garbage time, bro. Keep trying, though. You'll get me one day, Jets forever. I'm sure you will. Who will be wide receiver 6? So, I think that wide receiver 6 is going to be up between Irvin Charles, Brownlee, Gibson. I think those are the 3 front runners. Jerome Cap is a fan favorite, so there's a lot of fun guys. A lot of fun guys. And yeah, obviously I'm not giving Corey Davis credit for taking advantage of blown coverage, but he's not. He's more than that, bro, is my point. Richie, who outside of Quan would you sign or trade for at linebacker? I don't think there's anybody. I'm more high in the linebackers than most. Quan Alexander is the only one that I'd want to add to this. I like CJ Mosley. I like Quincy Williams. And I happen to really like Jamie Sherwood a lot. I really like Jamie Sherwood a lot. And I think that this is his season to really break out, personally. I like Jamie Sherwood a lot. So there's no linebackers besides Quan that I'd want to add. There's not. Personally, I think that Jets fans are underrating and not appreciating the linebackers that we have, personally. Garrett should be top 5. He has the potential to be. It's hard to predict that, but he has the potential to be, no doubt. Reality is, Jets beat the Browns. No such thing as we should have never won. BS. We won because we were supposed to win. Facts. We won because we never stopped. And that's what I love about this freaking team. They were down 30-17 with like 3 minutes to go, and the Jets didn't quit. If they thought that, this game's over, we never have won that game. That blown coverage wouldn't have happened. Joe Flacco wouldn't have found Corey Davis for that. The Jets wouldn't have recovered the onside kick. Joe Flacco wouldn't have led Garrett Wilson down the field for that game-winning touchdown. Let's go. If you would have missed a number, you would have never won the lotto. Let's go. Sherwood is Salah's Fred Warner. Bingo. There is a player on this team that the Jets drafted that they've been slowly developing in the shadows without us knowing, and that is Sherwood. Okay? Reminder, guys, Robert Saleh is a linebacker whisperer. He is a linebackers coach. That is his expertise. He was a linebackers coach with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He gets credit for the Fred Warner development. And the Jets, in this first draft with Saleh here, they drafted 2 linebackers, 2 safety turned linebackers. And Hamza Nasruddin hasn't panned out. He's still on the team, but he got cut last year, and he's still on the team this year. But Sherwood is that player that's been developing. And I couldn't agree more with this, Adam. Credit Saleh for having this team in a no-quit attitude. Facts. Absolutely, man. No-quit attitude. That is so... Especially with Rodgers, they need to keep that momentum, man. When you're losing in the fourth quarter, don't stop until it's over. You never know what can freaking happen. You never know. So I love that attitude, man. Love it. Can Breece Hall catch? Yes, he can. I think we roll with 4 tight ends. Kenny is the man out. I think our wide receiver core is solid. I agree, Johnny. I think the 4 receivers is going to be, 4 tight ends, Uzama, Conklin, Ruckert, and Kuntz. Yeboah is unfortunately the odd man out. Hey, yo, Pretzel Slims is a Lion now. I love it. No. Mims is the body catcher. He cost me $3,000 because he tried to frickin' catch a ball with his body. Don't give me that nonsense. Question is, can Breece run? Well, Breece Hall has been added to the PUP list, and I saw some people panic about that. It's expected. Physically unable to perform list. Breece Hall's on the PUP list, which basically means they can activate him at any point of training camp. If they don't activate him by week 1, that means he can't play for the first 4 weeks. But that's all expected, man. Man, this hurts me, Richie. But whatever. Facts. It hurts. I wanted Denzel Mims to be a player on this Jets team to develop and be our guy since we drafted him. I was so excited when we drafted him. For the pre-draft process, I wanted Denzel Mims all along. But he freaking sucked with the Jets, and that is the reality of it. He was never mentally prepared. The Adam Gase situation did not help his development. He got brought here. LaFleur tried to teach him how to play every single wide receiver position, which didn't help his development. The man got salmon poisoning. I mean, it just didn't work. He gets his opportunity this past year. He gets false start, pre-snap penalties. He's a physical, talented player that could not figure it out mentally, and I hope that he figures it out with Detroit. Mims is an elite catcher. Go watch him. Okay, guys, let's pull up Denzel Mims Jets highlights real quick. Let's see what comes up. Let's go watch him. Let's go watch Denzel Mims highlights because they're going to be... Oh, Denzel Mims college highlights. That's what's coming up. Yeah, there's no highlights of him because he did nothing. No to Cook. Yes to Kareem Hunt. Interesting. Kareem Hunt is a fallback option. The PUP list are guys that are being protected from injury. Yeah, and the PUP list isn't a bad thing. The PUP list is basically allowing guys to rehab on the sidelines, and when they're ready to practice, they're activated immediately. Man, this hurts me, man. I wish him good luck in Detroit. I wish him good luck in Detroit as well. Because if he makes by the way, if anybody wondering what the trade compensation is, the Jets traded a 7th to get a conditional 6th from the Lions, and what that conditional pick is, Denzel has to make the roster. So, Denzel Mims stats the past... Yeah, let's see it. Rookie season, Denzel Mims, 23 catches, 357 yards. Nice. 0 touchdowns. 2021, 8 receptions, 133 yards, 0 touchdowns. Nice. Last season, 11 catches, 186 yards, 0 touchdowns. Take off the blinder glasses, folks, and understand that we have a bust here, and that's why Douglas had to get rid of him. And the reality is Joe Douglas's 2020 draft class is stinky. Oof. That 2020 draft class from Joe Douglas is so freaking bad. But guess what? He made up for it. No GM is perfect. Joe Douglas ain't perfect. The 2020 draft class stunk. The Zach Wilson draft pick is hanging over his head. But last year's draft class was a freaking grand slam. Getting Aaron Rodgers and building this team the way that he's been doing. Getting free agents like DJ Reed. Getting guys in the waiver wire like John Franklin Myers and other players to allocate with Quincy Williams. Extending Quinnen Williams. There's a lot of positives that Joe Douglas has brought to this team, but of course there's going to be the negatives that you got to bring up. So this is the season where if we start winning, that's when we can officially start praising Joe Douglas. That's really it. Gase COVID draft, Douglas didn't have much say, and I agree. I think that the 2020 draft class, I do give Douglas a pass. It was his first draft. Adam Gase was the coach, and it was COVID. A lot of factors was against him. So he was drafting people for Gase's and Greg Williams' scheme, number one. Number two, it was a weird COVID draft where he was drafting people from his house doing virtual interviews, just a weird process. And the fact that he was able to bounce back from that is freaking big. Is that the condition on Mims? Make the 53-man roster for a 6. Yes. So we just found that out from actually Tom Pelissero this morning. So he basically needs to make the 53-man roster, but he probably will. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Lions have a lot of suspensions right? So I think Mims is going to make that team. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. The Jets move up from the 7th to the 6th round if he makes the 53. Fun fact, I had the same amount of touchdowns in my NFL career as Mimsy. Come on, Hawk. You can't say that. You're going to upset my man Jets forever. Mims catches everything thrown to him. Do I need to remind you of the story I just told you? That I witnessed in person? Do I have to tell you it again, Jets forever? He catches everything thrown to him? Wide open. I'm actually curious if I can find that clip. Did someone find it? Denzel Mims dropped touchdown. Let's see if that comes up. Please. I really need to find this because it haunts me to this day. It haunts me to this day. Someone had to have it. I can't find it on Twitter, damn it. Not on Twitter. Someone find it for me. Against the Cincinnati Bengals 2 years ago, drop touchdown pass. He catches everything thrown his way. Give me a freaking break. See, we actually got something for him. Facts. No, you're right, Rich. He did go crazy in the Giants preseason game against fourth stringers. Yeah, that makes him elite for sure. Missed greatest catch in the NFL involved bad salmon. I like Mims, but everything he got a chance last 2 years, he was no good and always offsides. Exactly. That was the most frustrating part. I'm like, okay, Denzel, you're getting your chance. And then he would always fumble it with pre-snap penalties. That tells you it was mental. It was something in his mind that was not working. That's where it came down to for me, man. Whenever he got his opportunity, he was not prepared mentally. And I can't stress enough how important the mentality of a football player matters, because there's no denying that Denzel Mims has every single physical trait that you need in a receiver in the NFL, but he did not have his mind connected with his body. That's simple. To be fair, he is a decent blocker. Yes, 100%. This is very fair. That Breece Hall touchdown against the Broncos last year was opened up from Denzel Mims. So shout out Denzel. You were a beast, and you are a beast at blocking. Did you hit that like yet, Snowball? Let's check this out. Only 41 likes with 100 people watching, Snowball, so I don't think everybody hit the like button yet. So everybody, do me a solid favor. Hit that like button. Appreciate you guys. What's your email address, Richie? So my email is in the description of the video. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see my business email, Johnny. But I'll put it in the chat if you want it, if you can't find it. There's my email. I just put it in the chat right here. I got you, Richie. My new app loading up. Appreciate you. We could expose everybody who's not liking. You got to make that app. That's Mr. Bones. You got to make that app for me. Here's my email, Johnny. Would you rather have K9 and Cook signed or make it out of training camp with a 100% healthy team? That's a good question. I mean, who's getting hurt if we sign K9 and Cook? But I might have to go with the 100% healthy team, man. Mims needs a Cliff Notes version of a playbook, not the brightest coming out of Baylor. True. Nah, you're right. You got me. Denzel Mims is better than Garrett Wilson. Sorry, Jets Forever. You got me. Jody should be judged by how do you like me now? How you like me now? Nah, for sure. But I don't like to see some Jets fans see that we traded him and got some type of value out of him, which, by the way, is very minimal value, and say, oh, Douglas, the GM, the trade god. This isn't something you praise the GM for when he's the one that drafted him in the first place. Okay? Bust. B-U-S-T, bust, bust, bust. And it hurts me to say this, by the way. I don't want to be saying that we drafted a bust. It doesn't feel my soul in a good way. I don't want to do that. Coffee looks tasty in that Jets mug. It is, man. It's tasty coffee. How do you like your coffee? Black. Come on now. Someone said Stephen Hill yesterday and almost threw up. Wait a second. Oh, man, you just made me think of something. I want to see Stephen Hill stats because I have a weird feeling. Give me his stats. Where are his stats? Come on. Stephen Hill stats. Why are they not showing up? Stephen Hill stats. Someone give me them. Come on. All right. Yep. Stephen Hill was a better Jet than Denzel Mims. Let that sink in, folks. Stephen Hill was a better New York Jet than Denzel Mims. Wonder why? Simple. He had 3 touchdowns. Yeah, so that's that. That's really sad, but it's the reality of it. 2012 had 3 touchdowns. 2013 had 1 touchdown. So he had 4 career touchdowns with the Jets. Stephen Hill was a better Jet than Denzel Mims. That's scary. Bro, he got time to play and he stunk it up. He was given the opportunity to play and stunk. If he didn't play, you would have a point, but he was given the opportunity to play and he shit the bed. He had drops, he had pre-snap penalties, and it's that simple. That freaking simple. If you get pre-snap penalties as a wide receiver, you're on the freaking bench. The only reason why he had any reason to be on the field was honestly because of his blocking ability. You're going to the Vegas game, correct? Schedule my bachelor party around that game. Hope to see you there, kid. I will be there. I will be there. Cannot wait to see you, my friend. Let's freaking go. Let's take over Vegas. Do you think we'll get any content from today's camp? Oh, yeah, we will. I'm going to be making a video breaking down camp today, breaking down practice later on after practice. We're going to hear from Robert Saleh. We're going to get a lot of content. We're going to get a lot of content. He did have that clutch catch against Buffalo. Yes, he did. We'll give him credit where it's due. And trust me, I was rooting for Denzel in the moment. But at this stage, I'm done. I'm done with people like holding on to him. And I'm going to attack anybody. Stephen Hill caught 2 touchdowns in this first game. Yeah, looking at the stats, I noticed that. Right now, if you get anything for a player, you're probably going to cut is a good job since GM knows cuts are coming. Yeah, I mean, the fact that Joe Douglas was able to get anything from him after knowing that we're just going to cut him obviously is a good thing. But I still am not happy because I wanted Denzel Mims to be our guy. I wanted him to be our guy, and he failed. So I'm not going to be there. Rich, are you collaborating with Jake Asman in Vegas, or are you doing your own thing? So I'm actually going to be part of the Jake Asman thing. So I'm not doing my own thing. Jake is doing his. I'm joining it. I'm staying at the Circa. I'm going to be a guest on his show. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I'm going to be with Jake Asman throughout it. So since I'm doing my event earlier in the season for Jets Media Day, I thought, you know what? I don't really want to organize an event. I want to take this time to just be part of an event and enjoy it as a fan. But I will be making content. I will be going live, and I'll be obviously covering the Jets Vegas game from my channel. But I'm not doing my own thing in terms of either you go to Jake's event or Richie's event. No, that would not make sense. I'm part of Jake's. Who is wide receiver 6 now? It's between Irvin Charles, Jason Brownlee, Gibson. Those are the 3 guys. Chris is in the house. Yo, Richie, what's happening, man? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you, Chris. Hit that like button. Thank you, Adam. Yo, Richie, the clip of Denzel dropping the ball starts at 9:14 on the video of the highlights of that game. Oh, man. Landon, you're the best. Jets, Bengals, highlights 2021. 9:14. Oh my God, I'm living a nightmare all over again, Landon. I'm living a nightmare all over again. Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Oh my God. Dude, I gotta show you guys this. So for those guys that are not know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna retell the story, but I'll speed it up. So this is my funny Denzel Mims story in honor of Denzel Mims leaving the New York Jets. I was at the Mike White game 2 years ago against the Cincinnati Bengals, right? That Mike White, 400-yard game when we beat them 2 seasons ago. And at the time, I was not into sports betting. Sports betting was not legal in New York, but it was legal in Jersey. So since we were in MetLife Stadium, me and my buddies, my friends bet all the time, but I never did. So I'm like, you know what? I'll download FanDuel. I'll make a parlay. So I made a parlay of a Michael Carter touchdown, Jamar Chase touchdown, and Denzel Mims touchdown. $25 to win $2,800. And Michael Carter got a touchdown the first drive. Jamar Chase got a touchdown in the first quarter. And all I needed was Denzel Mims to score a touchdown. And I was going to win $2,800 for my first ever bet. $25 to win $2,800. And the Jets are in the red zone in the third quarter. And all my friends know that I need Denzel to score a touchdown to win the money. So we're screaming, feed Denzel, feed Denzel. We need a Denzel Mims touchdown right now, and I will win big. And look what freaking happened. This will haunt me for the rest of my life. This is what happens. Denzel Mims is right here. Watch.
Minute drive, 3rd down and 2. Here they come. There he goes.
Oh my gosh. He dropped it. Wide open drops. Which would have been his only touchdown of his NFL career, by the way.
Minute drive, 3rd down and 2.
Look at this.
Here they
in his hands. It hits his chest. Pops off his chest. So Jets Forever now is blaming that he's not healthy. Someone's got to help Jets Forever, man. I think he's mentally ill. He was pissed. Okay, so he was not healthy and he was pissed off, which led to this drop. Do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself, bro? It's so sad. It's so sad, man. But you're one of a kind, my man. You're one of a kind. But yeah, that's the drop. that will haunt me forever. Long Island internet spotty everywhere. Jake, O'Leary, and Richie. Yeah, my internet has been spotty. But guys, I actually have a fun announcement to make. So, I'm making a big move potentially, and I might be getting a brand new studio. So, I might be getting a new studio. I might be renting an office space and gonna have a brand new studio and have a whole new setup for the season, which is a really big move for the business and a really big move for the content, which I'm really excited about. And without you guys, all the support and all the love and all the things that you guys have been showing me, none of this is possible, by the way. So I want to thank you guys. Big move starting August. I'm going to be moving into a new space, a new area. It's actually, the office space is pretty cool. Guess where it is? Down the street from where the Jets used to have training camp, Hofstra. So it's on Long Island, right across the street from Nassau Coliseum. It's right down the street from where the Jets used to have training camp. And I'm going to start making a petition and start forcing the Jets to come back to Hofstra, because that's where I'm at. So making big time moves. I got exciting things, man, happening this season. Jets Media is doing new things. My NFL Touchdown Kingdom YouTube channel, I'm sure some of you guys are aware of that. That's starting to get some momentum. I finally have, a team to help me out with that content, and it's going to be really fun. The roundtable is getting bigger. There's a lot of fun things happening. Of course, my Knicks channel is my baby as well that I'm going to put more energy into. But things are happening. Things are materializing, and I'm really excited, man. I need to get out of the house. I need to have a new workspace, and that's what I thought. You know what? This is it. This is the time, and it's a level up. So thank you all for the support, man. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, and it's going to be a different feel, right? I want to have 2 microphones set up so I can have, as you guys know, Jack is always a guest on my show. I want to do live together. Matt O'Leary, he lives on Long Island. I already told him, bro, I want you to come, and I want to have a live studio, in-person collab instead of doing it virtually. So that's what I want, man. That's the vision, and I'm excited. So it's happening, man. It's freaking happening. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the support, man. You guys are awesome. RXR Plaza. It's gonna be crazy, dude. It's gonna be crazy. Chris with a $5 donation says, I'll never forget the 2020 draft. Wanted Wirfs over Becton, and I was also hoping that we took Jerry Jeudy, if not Wirfs. Had to be talked off a bridge. Chris, you were right, man, looking back on it. So, sorry to hear, but Chris, how you as Jim? I'm just kidding. But appreciate the $5, man. That 2020 draft class, our only hope is Mekhi Becton at this point, and he's shown up to camp in crazy shape. So, Mekhi, please be healthy this year, dominate this year. You're our only hope for that 2020 draft class. Chris, thank you for the $5 super chat, my man. That's the old name, EAB Plaza. That's funny. Thank you, VR. Appreciate you, man. R&R, thank you. Chris, thank you. Kent, thank you. It's going to be fun, man. We are the Dragons, D. Santana. Let's go. So, Denzel Mims is gone. Who's next? Bryce Hall? Ashton Davis? Uh-oh, now here we go again. Here we go again. I love it. Ashton Davis is the new guy to look out for. Jets Forever's always been on the Ashton Davis train, but he's going to get cut. He's going to get cut. Oh, man. So, my man Johnny just emailed me something. Johnny, why did you have to email me this? All right, Johnny, I'm showing what you just sent me. So Johnny just emailed me this. Look what he emailed me. He was at the game. He witnessed it live. I was there too, man. Oh my gosh, Denzel. That's what I'm gonna remember you as forever. And look at this freaking Bengals fan high-fiving him. How do you drop this freaking pass, dude? Oh my God, it hits you right in the chest. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate you reminding me how much I was so upset that day. Denzel, I was rooting so freaking hard for you, and the fact that you disappointed me is really upset. Thank you, Paula. He was sick. That's why he dropped it. Sure. Keep doing that, man. Our practice televised, streamed for any extent. So the Jets stream the practice warm-ups, but when the practice begins, they don't stream it. So we're going to be able to see, all the guys warming up. We're going to see Rodgers out there. They're going to, the Jets do a great job, but they can't stream practice for obvious reasons. Other teams are going to see what we're practicing and going to steal it, and that's just not going to happen. So that's what we'll see. Dude, what happened to Bryce Hall? I love that dude. Still do. I think he's underrated and will get so much better in the CB room. I think Bryce Hall is a trade cut candidate this year, personally. With the addition of Jarek Bernard Converse, with him entering his contract year, I think that Bryce Hall struggled last year in the preseason, and in week 1, he got in there and got beat over the top, let out a touchdown, and we didn't see anything from him for the rest of the season. I love Bryce Hall as a rookie in year 2, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm a fan of Bryce Hall, but he had a bad season last year. What's up, Rich? Do you think we sign or trade for anyone? What up, Dylan? I think that there's a chance that we sign Quan and sign Dalvin, but that's really it. Who do you think will have a better season, Waddle or Wilson? I think... I think they're going to both have a very similar season. I would lean towards Wilson just from the standpoint that you guys have Tyreek Hill, right? If Waddle was the number 1, then maybe Waddle will have the better season than Wilson. But the fact that you guys have Tyreek Hill next to him, obviously it's going to open up Jalen Waddle more. But I think that with Aaron Rodgers being the quarterback that loves to force feed his number 1 receivers, I think the volume is going to be greater for Garrett Wilson than Jalen Waddle. I think Garrett Wilson's going to get way more targets than Waddle, which is going to lead to more production. But I don't think it's because of a talent thing. I just think of it as it's a situation reason for that, Glenn. Been watching you when you were doing Knicks and Mets. Still doing the Knicks. Haven't talked about the Knicks in a while since it's the offseason. Knicks content's going to be ramping up in a couple weeks. But the Mets, I kind of like, okay, I can't handle the Mets too. The Mets, it's really hard to cover baseball, I've realized. Richie, crazy thing is, with cuts coming and creating more cap space, we're always surprised at the new player we sign that ends up playing a big role for us. True. And I can't wait to see who that is this year. When do you think they'll announce those throwbacks? Probably next week, early next week. I feel bad for the Jets that got leaked, bro. I really do. Jody is great because he's not afraid to bounce his own mistakes. True that. Track record means nothing to Jets forever. He'd be like Dwayne Brown trash, Becton franchise left tackle. The throwbacks look awesome. They do, man. And it's hard to get excited about it because they didn't officially announce it, which it's happening, right? The leak got out there. But I just feel bad for the Jets, man. That's something that they have been working on and getting done, and the big reveal was probably going to be big for them. And the fact that it got leaked, oof, that PR team that hurts. Knicks trade for Embiid. Don't see it happening, but they got the ammo to do it. Richie, which out of division game are you most worried about? I mean, the Chiefs or the Eagles. I mean, the 2 Super Bowl teams for sure. Right? I'm so happy Mims is gone. Now Ashley Davis has to go. You guys are funny. Which Jets logo do you think they will put at midfield? It's going to be our logo. 80s like our logo meaning today's logo. JETS better lock up those playbooks. You know it. 80s UDs forever. That's going to be fresh, man. Going to tell you this. I think Waddle will have a better season than Tyreek, and Hill will be traded next season. I mean, Tyreek was close to freaking 2,000 yards. So that's going to be hard for Tyreek to not have that type of season again, man. Can we have a moment of silence for that dude that leaked it? Word in the street, it's someone's stepkid that leaked it. Oh, poor kid. Love the white throwbacks and the stealth blacks. Our greens are our worst unis. See if Bill Belichick can get you a screening of the Jets practice. That's funny, man. Speaking of Bill Belichick, if you guys want to pull up the Jets Media Day this year, it happens to go up against Bill Belichick. It's week number 3 against the New England Patriots, and we have limited tickets still available, 19 to be exact, and these tickets are pretty darn valuable, man. It comes with access to the field after the game. It comes with a full tailgate experience. It comes with a lot of fun things. And I just put the link in the chat if you guys are interested to see more ticket details. And if you say you already have tickets to that game and you just want to come to the tailgate, you also have tailgate-only tickets available as well. And I think that this is going to be a fun-ass day, man. It's going to be a fun day because this is something that last year was awesome, and I think it's going to be even better this year. So if you guys want to come, make sure you guys click the link pinned at the top of the chat to get your tickets. Here are more of the details of the event. You guys know Gotham City Crew, right? Gotham City Crew is throwing the tailgate party, and they do a great freaking job. So it's Gotham City Crew hosting the tailgate party starting at 9 a.m. with food and drinks and alcohol, music, live DJ. I'm gonna be doing a live show from the tailgate, so you guys are gonna have access to that. Also comes with a free Jets Media Day custom-made T-shirt that I'm working on right now. Also gives you access to MetLife Stadium's turf after the game, so we're all gonna be celebrating on the turf together after the game's wrapped up. And of course, it comes with a ticket to the game in the upper end zone section. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. 19 tickets remaining. If you guys want to get your tickets, get them now. Oh, wait, actually not 19. Someone bought 3 yesterday, so 16 tickets left. 16 total tickets left. And if you guys want to come, get your tickets today, man. I would love to have you. And if you have any questions regarding this game and this event, feel free to email me. My email is down below in the description. Saw on Twitter that they'll announce the throwback uniforms next Monday. Possible, man. All right, fellas, I got to go. Richie, you the man. Nah, you the man, Mr. Bonesy. Thanks for tuning in as always. Folks, if you guys are not already, please consider hitting that thumbs up button, man. We got 68 likes. I think we can get up to 100 likes. Possibly. Is it possible? 100 freaking likes. Let's do it. Let's get it to 1 freaking hundo, baby. Let's get it. Smash that like button right now for your boy. Let's go. Let's go. The round table was awesome last night. We got to see this man take the field today at practice, by the way. If you guys didn't know, today's the first day of official training camp practice. We're going to see Rodgers. Saturday, I'll be at training camp. Sunday, I'll be at training camp. It's going to be a great freaking weekend, man. What's the weather looking like over the weekend? That's something that is important. Floral Park, New Jersey. Oh, boy. It's just perfect. Saturday and Sunday, sun, 83 degrees. Oh, yeah. Let's freaking go. I love that. Weather's going to be great. Tyreek Hill over under 16 hundo. I mean, if he's healthy, he's going over that, in my opinion. When Aaron Rodgers plays good for 2 years, should we trade Zach? We don't even know if Zach will be on the team in 2 years, but I don't know. If I'm the Jets, I just keep developing Zach under Aaron Rodgers as long as possible. Figure out a way to do that. If you notice that he's not making any progression, then yeah, you trade him. But best case scenario is Zach learns behind Rodgers and then becomes our guy. Low key, and I know we don't want to give the Dolphins any credit around here, but if Tua stays healthy, they're going to be a big problem, and Ty Hill will get 2K. No, it's true, man. If Tua's healthy, the Dolphins are a scary freaking team. I think they're more threatening to the Jets than the Bills, in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with giving rivals credit, right? We got to be objective at some points, folks. What up, Richie? I'll see you week 3. Ready to lay a 50 burger on New England. Mike, let's go, man. My man Mike is coming to Jets Media Day. Let's go. We need you guys to come to Jets Media Day. Everybody pull up. Join Mike. Join myself. Join everybody else. Let's go, baby. It's going to be a freaking great time. Week number 3. It comes with all of these amenities. Click the link at the top of the chat. Pull up. Let's get it rocking. My man's in the chat. What up, Kai? Tua staying healthy is just as likely as Zach being a star. You guys are funny. Tyreek is getting suspended. Possible. Vincenzo's in the chat. What's good, Richie? I'm shocked we got more than a bag of chips for Mims. JD will win Executive of the Year, baby. Yeah, man, listen, I think that the fact that we got anything from Denzel instead of cutting him is good, but you also have to realize that Douglas is the one that drafted Mims, so it's not really that much of a positive in my eyes, at least, that he had to extract as little amount of capital as possible for a player that he drafted himself. That's bad. Right? Poll question. How old is Jets Forever? I say 12, and he's at summer camp. Oh, my God. Don't forget Tuna was there and Rex. Can't see Ty getting suspended. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see if he's suspended. I don't really see that happening, but we'll see. Folks, we're inching close to 100 likes. 81 likes to be exact. Let's get it rocking, folks. Come on now. Denzel Mims is gone. Who's gone after that? We'll find out. But today, we get to hear from Saleh in, I think, like 10 or 15 minutes. And then practice opens up. Yeah. Love it. Love it, 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 love it. Yeah. I'm so freaking excited. Folks, we do have a special announcement to make because we do have a proud sponsor of Jets Media. They are Manta Sleep. You guys know them by now. If you guys want to use promo code JETS to get your Manta Sleep mask today, now is your time to do so. That link is now pinned at the top of the chat. This happens to be their Pro Sleep mask. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this Manta Sleep mask by now, but if you haven't purchased yours, definitely consider doing it because it has been absolutely a game changer for me. I really prioritize sleeping in my life, and this has been something that I have been so thankful for ever since they sent me this sleep mask. I have been relying on it. I'm a traveler. I'm on airplanes with this on, 100% blackout, super comfortable. They got a lot of options out there, and this is their Pro mask. They got cheaper options for a standard mask. They got a glow-in-the-dark mask if you want to get spicy. They got masks for your kids. They got silk masks if you want to get one for a significant other. They got a weighted mask for whoever, right? If you don't think a sleep mask is for you, but you know of a family member or a friend or a significant other that would appreciate one, use promo code JETS and get 10% off and gift your sleep mask today. Manta Sleep is an absolute game changer. I would not be telling you guys about this mask if I actually wasn't using this every freaking day of my life. Look at this. I mean, usually a sleep mask is just like a piece of cloth over you, but this is different technology, man. They got eye cups. You put it on at night and you're like, whoa, I'm going to bed. You open up your eyes. It's pitch darkness. It's a great time. I'm obsessed with this mask. You should be too. Use promo code JETS. And if you happen to do get a mask, let me know. Love to hear what you guys think of the product. Shoot me a DM, email me. Curious to get your thoughts of it. Manta Sleep, appreciate you sponsoring this video. As always, use promo code JETS, 10% off. Let's get back into the chat. Chris says, McCall Hardman is going to be lethal this year, although hard picturing him doing better without Mahomes, but dude is going to be busy. He's going to be busy, man. He's going to be busy, and he doesn't need to be anything special. He just and what I mean special is he doesn't need to be heavily involved. He's going to be getting his 5 to 7 targets a game, I'd say, and he's going to take advantage of that, baby. What did we get for him? So basically, the Jets traded Denzel Mims in a 7th-round pick for a conditional 6th. And that conditional 6th-round pick is simple. Denzel Mims needs to make the 53-man roster for the Lions. Mike D's in the house. What's up, Richie? Love the content. Thank you, man. Today should be awesome. Today is going to be awesome, man. Practice is freaking here. Don't forget to get your Manta Sleep mask so you can see Denzel Mims on the Jets. Love it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how over Zach are you? 10 being trade or release, 1 being Zach who? I'll answer this after preseason. I got to see what Zach Wilson's going to cook up in preseason. If he goes out there in the preseason and stinks it up, it's going to be really hard for this fan base to have any hope for the long term. If he goes out there and versus the backups and lights it up, then we got some hope. I'm giving Zach Wilson this whole season to develop. Another McCall comment. It's so cool he's already had all the Jets jewelry prior to arriving in New York. Have they peeped all the Jets bling? Yeah. People refer to him as the Jet. He was destined to be a New York Jet, man. Hill has a rap sheet. I'd be surprised if he didn't get suspended. Definitely getting suspended. He physically assaulted someone, getting charges pressed. Yeah, very possible. You have to remember Douglas drafted for Gase in 2020 with their draft reports. We all know how the crazy eyes went. It's true. And put in consideration the COVID pandemic. Yeah, he made up for it. No doubt about it. I don't think Zach is going to play in the Hall of Fame game. I think that they're going to save Zach for the real preseason games. I think the Hall of Fame game is going to be like no one's playing in that. Like, I think it's going to be Tim Boyle and Chris Streveler, and I think it's going to be all the backups. I think Zach Wilson's going to get a boatload of the reps in the 3 preseason games, but not the Hall of Fame game. I could be wrong, but that's just my prediction. Devontae Adams assaulted on camera and on live TV and didn't even get a mention by the NFL. We'll see what happens. But I just want to double check. When are the Jets going live exactly? Oh, 10:25. So Jets training camp live is happening. When is Salah going live? Oh, that's at 12. So today's the 20th. So Salah's going live at 11:50. And the Jets training camp is going live at 10:25. So 20 minutes, the Jets will be live on their channel. Definitely looking forward to that. I'm going to comment on it right now. Let's go. So, folks, a little update on what to expect from the channel today. After camp is wrapped up, after practice is wrapped up, I'm going to make a really detailed video of what happened at training camp today. Go over all the reports, all the tweets, all the injury news, all the latest updates. That will be on the channel after the practice is wrapped up. And then we might be going live again tonight with my buddy Jack. Any film junkies out there, I'm going to be seeing Oppenheimer tonight in IMAX, and I'm so freaking excited. I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. Absolutely been looking forward to this film for the past 2 to 3 years, ever since it was announced. So your boy's excited. I'm going to see it tonight in IMAX. Woo! This film is going to be one of the craziest movies in a long freaking time. Make sure you guys go see Oppenheimer. I'm telling you. Christopher Nolan is a mastermind. I know we're not talking about Jets right now. We're talking about something different, but hey, this is a podcast where I can do whatever I freaking want, right? So that's what I'll be doing tonight. Video coming out after camp. Maybe a live stream with Jack to really talk about what happened. And then Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer. Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., my man Ludwig with the score. It's going to be great. Dude, do Huff and Becton save the 2020 draft? You bring up a good point. Not enough people, including myself, give Douglas credit for Bryce Huff in that 2020 draft class. Arguably the best player in that whole draft class, and he wasn't even drafted. That is interesting. That is interesting. Can I get a Jets chant? Of course you can, Floyd. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's freaking go. Folks, I'm going to wrap up the show here. The Jets training camp live is happening in 17 minutes, so make sure you guys get ready for that. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out of this show because we have 88 likes. I think we can get to 100 by the end of the show, but that's up to you guys, not up to me. So I'd greatly appreciate if you guys can simply hitting that like button, baby. Let's go, Jets. 88 likes, 12 to go to get 100. We're going to wrap it up here, though. I love you guys. I will see you after training camp. After we get all the news of what happens today, make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you get notified as soon as that video goes up and uploaded. Let's freaking go, Jets. Denzel Mims, have fun in Detroit. We'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you in my training camp video. Peace.